Hello, good afternoon. Okay, I just sharpened a few more of the pencils that I had already used, and one of the ones that I noticed in there when I was picking these that needed to be sharpened. All right, so we're gonna use the crimson. So let's hope the crimson is darker than this color here, but that's all right if it's not. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoy these videos. I try to think of things to talk about because you don't want to just, I'll start over here. You don't want to just listen to me craft without talking, right? I wouldn't think so. I mean, I kind of feel a little cheated when people speed through. I mean, I could speed through this and put some cheesy music, but I kind of hate that because usually the cheesy music people, sorry, I'm like so having a hot flash today. It's like been one big long hot flash, and you could see it in my picture, my previous video where I did a Costco haul earlier, and let me see if I'm in camera, and I could see my glasses were all fogged in the corners. I'm like, oh my God, that is so embarrassing. That's really embarrassing when I'm in like a store and I just start busting out balls of sweat, and it's like, ugh. But what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, I feel cheated when I'm like watching other people's videos where they're drawing. I enjoy actually just watching people draw, even if it's in not sped up. I like that. I mean, it's nice, but everybody wants to speed through it and make a short video because I guess not everybody likes to sit and watch a 20-minute video or whatever. I actually don't mind it. I don't know. I mean, if I can sit through a 40-minute TV show on TV, an hour-long show, I'm pretty sure I can sit through a crafting video of somebody making a craft. And, that's just my preference. I think people just don't give themselves enough credit. So, I enjoy that. I mean, but the only reason why I don't want to speed up mine is because the music that I would pick would be more rock type music. And I know I'm in the minority with that. Like when Tom Petty died last year, like nobody ever talked about it. Nobody on, no mainstream TV. Well, there was a couple, but I mean, it was nowhere near as, like, not to say David Bowie wasn't, popular. I mean, I liked his music too. I like Tom Petty's better, but I mean, nobody hardly ever talked about it. So, and I don't know. Why the hell did I get on that topic? I don't even, because of music. Like, I'm not a big fan of pop music. I don't like it. I just don't like it. So like when people speed up their things and put some cheesy pop music in or whatever, and it's like, no, just whatever. I'd rather just listen to nothing. But I get it. I'm in the minority with that. So, yeah. So, all right, to elaborate, I figured I might as well, before somebody asks, no, you know what? Nobody needs to, nobody cares. And I don't know why I'm making them hot dog shaped. I really don't. Or little sausages. They were just supposed to be lines. They weren't supposed to be anything, spectacularly awesome or anything. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with all this funky, log styled ones. But anywho's. So I hope my daughter likes the socks that I got her. I got her some socks at Costco. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to probably comment on it quite a bit. So anyway, I got her some of these fuzzy, I guess I would call them lodge socks. That's what people call that style of sock, where they got the fuzzy top and they're long and knitted, and then they got a soft fuzzy inside to them. I don't know what style of sock you'd call them. I mean, I don't even know if socks have a style other than like crew cut, ankle, lower than ankle. Actually, lower than ankle's probably not what they call those ones that look like you'd wear them with where you don't want to have them shown if you're wearing like flats, some dress flats or whatever. I don't know what you My daughter, my youngest daughter loves socks, and she loves those kind that just barely go over the ankle and just barely go over the toes. She's like, yeah, see, I can put certain shoes on and wear socks, but nobody else can see the socks. And it's like, okay, whatever. But she's my little fashion kid, so I've been told all my life that I'm not very fashionable. So my younger sister has been very, hey, Ange, let's go shopping. I'm like, why? You don't like the clothes I picked? No, not really. But of course, she used to always try to dress me gangster styled back when we were younger and in our like late teens age. So like she was dressing me in Fila and Tommy Hilfiger, and I'm like, I couldn't justify spending so much money on clothes back then. Well, of course, I didn't have much money either. I mean, I was working a job overnight that paid me $5.25 an hour, which was the minimum wage. And since it was an overnight job, I should have been getting paid more than that, but it was a small business, a local bakery here in town, small business. So I'd imagine he couldn't pay more than that. And I didn't, I wasn't worried about that. It was a great atmosphere for working. The only downside is he hired people. Now, how the hell did I get on that? Well, I might as well finish the topic. So, like, he could never hire, am I in camera? Yeah. He could never hire anybody really, skilled or great that showed up. And most of the people that he did hire were people that, weren't the savoriest people, but I don't know. I liked working with everybody. It just, it was always my job to train them. And all the people that he hired, they would come in and do no work. So then I had to do all the work, and then they would quit. And they would say that they quit because of me, and it's like, and he would the owner confronted me, and he's like, why are all these people quitting because of you? And I said, well, they're making me do their job. I said, you're having me train them, and then they won't work. And he's like, that's not your job to do. And I'm like, you're having me train them. I thought it would be my job to tell them to get working more, and so anyway, he ultimately ended up firing me because too many people were quitting and claiming it was my fault. And it may have been. I was a young, hothead kid back then. I was barely 21 then, so it could have been my fault, But I was pretty salty about that for a long time because I thought it was not very fair of him to fire me because other people were being lazy with their job. And I really liked working there. It was great. It was a nice, sweet gig. So I'd start work at 9 o'clock at night on Sunday, and I'd work the whole week. And then I wouldn't have to come in on Friday night, because it was a night shift. So I'd night till morning, and then I'd go home at like 5:30 in the morning. But anyway, I didn't have to work on Friday night or Saturday night, which was perfect because those were bar nights for me. Which, yeah, I was in full alcoholic mode back then. I'd had a lot of blackout nights back then. And that's not cool to brag about now, but I thought it was back in those days. And boy, everybody's like that. When they're young, they think they can do a bunch of drinking, and then it's like, oh, and then they, mature up over the course of 20 years after being, an adult and raising your own kids and having your kids be adults now too. It's like, dude, you kids can't do anything that I hadn't already done in my youth. And I'm like, yeah, I've turned into one of those parents. I'm just gonna end for now. It's at 30 seconds anyway. So, and we'll get back with the next color here, and hopefully with a better topic. Who knows? Let me know if you even like my talking. If you don't, I can just color without making noise too. So let me know. Okay. All right. See you in the next video. Bye.